If a doctor says you only have a few months to live, then many cancer patients might lose hope, because especially in the case of late diagnoses or untreatable patients, they can often only help to wonder. But now, a new method of treatment has come to the game, which has long been known about but is more commonly used in drug substitution treatment. Methadone. This opioid has strong analgesic effects and is therefore used mainly from withdrawal from heroin. But as the Ulm-based chemist Claudia Friesen experimented with methadone, she made amazing discoveries. Leukemia cells which had been treated with the drug perished. Correspondingly, animal experiments showed the same result and led the researcher to decide to continue the treatments on humans. She now serves about 80 patients. Although some of the results can be attributed to various side effects, there have been consistently positive results achieved so far. Patients who were considered beyond treatment could live for some time longer than the doctors had ever suspected. In this therapy, about 35 drops of methadone are prescribed in addition to chemotherapy. Here, the results have not differed much by cancer type or even severity of the disease. In 2014, Claudia Friesen published her findings and presented it to experts, whom above all hope to drive research to show the effect of methadone and make therapy more accessible to the masses. Unfortunately, however, it never happened. For although her findings have not been called into question on a scientific basis, she got pushback. For regulatory approval as cancer treatment, it was lacking clinical studies which would prove the efficacy and safety for patients. However, financing this doesn't seem to be interesting enough for the pharmaceutical industry. While Claudia Friesen says herself that methadone is not a cure, it can give patients with no hope of life a new opportunity, and even cause a significantly longer life expectancy for some and an increased quality of life. Critics write very differently about the results. They say that Claudia Friesen raises false expectations because methadone will be full of unwanted side effects and has never been tested in any clinical trial. Previously, the therapy was only run experimentally, and there's no underlying base of information that you can use. Additionally, it's hardly mentioned that the methadone comes in much lower doses than in the drug replacement therapy. In this context, side effects recorded in the previous treatment attempts would actually be to a much lesser extent than even Claudia had expected. Nevertheless, many doctors balked against the use of the drug in the treatment of cancer, because for many of them, the approval of this is more like a painkiller. Thus, patients who want to undergo appropriate treatment with methadone must directly contact Claudia Friesen herself. That the pharmaceutical industry has no interest in methadone isn't especially easy to explain because a prescription doesn't cost that much. However, if you look at a drug like Avastin, which is costly but has been used for years, it's obvious that the drug companies are only thinking about money and not the well-being of patients. Even though it's rumored that Avastin could prolong life, this is still not detected in any of the clinical trials. Although it delays growth in a tumor, other positive effects are still unconfirmed. Nevertheless, the investigation of this drug is subsidized by millions of dollars for one simple reason. Treatment with Avastin can cost up to 25,000 euros per quarter. That's significantly more expensive than methadone and therefore should make it all the more interesting to pharmaceutical companies. Patients and researchers are also now hoping for money for their own independent studies. The Berlin Charité Hospital currently collects data from patients in the methadone therapy and hopes that this might be an impetus in the right direction. Okay folks, well I hope you found this insight into a different kind of medical research interesting, and if you like this one, why not check out another video right here. Until next time, bye!